What's up, HeroScapers? Thanks for tuning in to a Heroes Escape, your place for all things HeroScape. Today, I'm going to be talking through my process of building one of my coolest custom maps ever, Arctic Falls. Now, this map was a bit of a challenge to make. I had the idea in my head, and thankfully I had enough pieces to make it a reality, but man, did I go through some trouble. I started out with the first layer, and I was intentionally building it symmetrical so that it would be a competitively viable and balanced map. So I started out with placing the general perimeter and the land pieces, and then filling in the pool in the center with water. Initially, I just did all water on the base layer, but quickly came to find out that I did not have enough water pieces in order to make it all water on the base layer. That's when I got the idea that I should use swamp tiles and shadow tiles to be the base layer, and then actually go ahead and place the water tiles on top of that. This allowed me to get the height and depth of the water that I wanted without sacrificing the general cosmetic look of the map. Next up, I actually placed the wellspring water tiles in the area where the fall hits the water. This is so that it would give the appearance of the white foam that comes off of water when it crashes into itself, such as waves or waterfalls in real life. From this point, the next thing I had to do was figure out how to get these cliffs made. So I used my large collection of 24 hex pieces to build up two cliffs that went very high and topped them off with a 24 hex snow piece. That way it would give the appearance of being a snow-covered peak or a cliff. On top of the snow, I then went ahead and started placing ice around the beginning of the waterfall. That's because it's giving the illusion that the ice is melting and turning into a waterfall that is then flowing down to the pool in the middle of in the bottom of the valley. On top of that, I wanted some decorations on top of the mountains to help make it look like mountains. So I placed the rock sight blockers that come from the D&D master set to look like the peaks. I really wish I had the tundra set so I could use the glacier pieces. That would have looked really cool. But unfortunately, I never got that when I was young, and it's pretty difficult to come by that for a reasonable price these days. So then after that, I got my snow-covered pine trees and put them on, and I also have some of these older ones from the Road to the Forgotten Forest set that I actually dry brushed white on top of when I was young to make my own snow-covered pine trees. I don't really like the way that the pine trees from the Road to the Forgotten Forest set looked, the way they came. They were too green and too much of the same color. So that was why I dry brush snow on top of them when I was younger. Then from that point, I needed to make a staggering incline that goes up to the cliff so that if the figures are starting on each respective cliff, they have a way to get down without having flying. So this is supposed to be, generally speaking, a lot of ranged figures playing this. A lot of ranged figures can actually shoot from one pathway across the lake to the other if they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's like 7 spaces in between, or just from one to the other. So that's the idea there. But then after doing that, it took a lot of 7 hex pieces that I had to stack up and layer. And then once I did that, I had to figure out how to get the bottom, which turned into 3 hex pieces and 2 hex pieces and 1 hex pieces, just slowly staggering the way up. once all that was done, I realized, man, this map is going to take forever to play a game on because of all of the elevation. So I went ahead and I built a pathway with road pieces going up both cliffs. That way the figures can ascend and descend much quicker with that movement boost. After thinking I had completed the map, I realized that I was actually missing a staggered step system going up to the pathway from inside in the valley. And that defeats the whole purpose, because the idea is that both teams are supposed to be making their way down to the valley for combat. So I couldn't have them not able to get up onto the pathway. So that's when I realized, oh crap, I need to make another stagger step system on this side. And then I got the idea to put a bridge in, because that way units can cross easier without having to stop in the water, unless of course they're too big of a unit. From that point, the map was pretty much done, and man, does it look cool, especially having the bears on here and the ice giant and the troll from the D&D sets. Man, I can't wait to put together a game using this and play it out. There were some challenges. I actually broke one of my pieces in the process of building this, which was a sad day. One of my water pieces just snapped. Anytime you're sliding pieces down a large height with a lot of stacked up pieces, it can be pretty challenging, and that piece itself was really brittle and discolored, so it just came right apart. But aside from that, I would say this turned out pretty great, and I'm looking forward to playing a game on it. If you guys enjoyed that video and you want more map building videos, let me know in the comments. And also, go check out my previous map building videos. I've done lots of cool maps, and I have time lapses and all sorts of things on this channel. And if you want more HeroScape content, hit the subscribe button, because I post a new video every single day. From lore videos to map building videos, miniature painting videos, to full game playthroughs. There's plenty of content on this channel. I appreciate the support, and probably sometime about a week ago, I actually hit 250 subscribers, which means that I'm that much closer to 500, halfway there. So I appreciate all the support, everyone, and please go ahead and check out my other videos if you want to see more. Thanks again. I'll see you in the next video.